First speaker, let me share the link first with this one. You have 2 minutes. Oh my God, look at your face.
What is that?
Okay, first speaker. The House believes that all countries should have the same education system. In the opposite proposition team, led by Haneen, and the opposition team led by Aaron. Proposition team, first speaker. You have 2 minutes. Starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and the opposition team. It is an honor to be here to debate with you today. We are the proposition team, and I am the first speaker, Hani. Today we will be talking about all countries should have the same education system. First of all, with all countries having a standardized education system, it could foster global collaboration. A universal education system encourages cultural exchanges and collaboration between countries, as students from different backgrounds would share similar learning experiences. It would also improve global competitiveness. With a standardized system, students across the world would be able to equip themselves with the same knowledge and skills, enhancing competitive and fostering innovation in various fields. It can also cause shared values and global citizenship. A united educational system could promote shared global values such as sustainability, human rights, and cooperation, shaping the next generation for responsible citizens. Thank you so much. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First speaker of the opposition team, you have 2 minutes. Starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. We are from the opposition team, and my name is Karinza. As the first speaker, I will deliver our main points. The first one, cultural differences. Education should reflect on local traditions, values, and history. A single system might erase cultural identity. The second one, economic and development differences. Countries have different levels of economic development, so they can't all afford the same education system. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much. First, second speaker of the proposition team, you have 2 minutes. Starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning. I am the second speaker of proposition team. I strongly support that all countries should have the same education system. With a standardized curriculum, all students have equal access to quality education, reducing the gap between developed and developing nations. This also creates more opportunity for higher education and global career. Moreover, a uniform system makes it easier for students and professionals to transition between countries. Enhance global competitive and foster international collaboration. It also promotes shared values like sustainability and human rights. While cultural diversity is essential and standardized education system does not mean erasing local culture. It simply ensure that every student, regardless of their location, receive the same foundational skills and knowledge. Curriculum flexibility can allow room for local customs and value while maintaining essential academic standard across all nations. Uh, Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Sa-
wabarakatuh. Speaker of the opposition team.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The silence is late. You have 2 minutes. Starting now.
My name is Yuza and I'm the second speaker of the opposition team. And my first explanation was just like Karinza said, every other country has their own cultural differences, which means when countries follow the same educational system, it will not be following their culture, which could make some confusion or struggles when they are learning. The second is that every country has their own financial problems. When countries are following the educational system, the price for when going to school is much higher than traditional school. For example, Zimbabwe has so many financial problems, and when they are participating their traditional schools, the prices are more lower than when they are following the global educational system. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Third speaker of the proposition team. You have 2 minutes. Starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Pri, and I'm the third speaker of the proposition team. And that I will be supporting that all countries should be having the same education system. Local autonomy is important, but education is a global issue, and a standardized system can foster global cooperation while still respecting local decision making. Each country can maintain control over its unique aspects of education, such as language, cultural studies, or specific elective courses, while ensuring that all students are receiving essential knowledge in core subjects such as science, mathematics, and literacy. The conclusion of all information that we found is that the standardized global education system offers numerous benefits, including equal access to education, global opportunities, reduced disparities, and improved competitiveness. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Third team minus 2 points for the disrespect.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Ayla, and I'm going to deliver the conclusion. A global education system would raise important traditional and for students into a curriculum that may not respect their country's value. We also showed that economic difference make this idea unrealistic. Wealthy country can afford advanced education, but many developing nation cannot. We strongly and stands against a global education. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now you have 1 minute to prepare for the rebuttal. The other two teams for the second debate, please come here.
Gimana weh?
Move here. Proposition, opposition. One speaker.
Lu aja Risa. Atau Ganin, nggak tahu.
And Rafa, by the way, your mathematics teacher, her name is Miss Rifa, not Miss Rista. He went to the teacher's room, but it was Miss Rista. No. Time's up. First is going to be the proposition team. The rebuttal speaker, you have 1 minute. Starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
If I recall, you said that each country has their own cultural diversity. While cultural diversity is essential, a standardized education system does not mean that it's erasing global culture. It simply ensures that every student, regardless of their location, receives the same foundational skills and knowledge. Curriculum flexibility can allow room for local customs and values while maintaining an essential academic standards all across nations. And you also said about each country has their own economic struggles. Well, a standardized education system can be designed with flexibility to account for varying levels of resources across countries. For example, the system can prioritize scalable solutions that are adaptable to local economic conditions. International support can help under-resourced countries meet educational standards, which will ultimately contribute to economic developing globally. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rebuttal speaker from the opposition team, you have 1 minute starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I think the thing that you said about the cultural differences, a global system for the cultures is not really fair for everyone. Fair does not mean identical. Different countries have different needs, and forcing the same system on all will create more inequality. And for a rich country system will always be easier for them, but harder for a developing country to follow. If a country does not have the resources to keep up, is that fair for them? So thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Both teams, please stand up. Please everyone give applause to your friends. Yeah. Just tell me which one you think should go to the final.
First is only see that everything has already done good segmentation. It's not based on who you are, but it's based on your team. Why me?
No, wait, just your opinion, no worry. Tell me. Come on.
Okay, I will just everyone.
What about you guys? Which one do you think was more convincing? I would agree with Mr. Ishmael for Karen, but one of Karen's team members disrespected the other team by speaking to someone else at the back.
Huh? No, we are discussing.
Out loud, disturbing the other team. And I say do not do that. Respecting. When someone's, that's the first rule in our class since the beginning of the year, right? If someone speaks, everyone should listen. What were you discussing? Tell me, what were you discussing? The world, the global warming?
Listening to them while thinking about the rebuttal.
Listen to them so you can know what they're talking about so you can rebuttal. Not just talking while they're speaking, so you're not actually hearing what they're saying. Therefore, Hanin's team is going for finals. Congratulations. I strongly agree with Mr. Isma. But for this part, you had a good argument, you just lost it and your voice was really loud. And your microphone is in front of you. What were you thinking of? Not you, I'm talking about that handsome boy standing in the middle. Your voice was loud and the microphone is in front of you. Right? I will give you time to discuss for rebuttal. You should not. That should be a lesson for the other two. Now, leave your desks, all of you. Hanin, come sit down here. Karen, sit down, please, in your seats. Or the other seats. Leave it there. Yeah, the other two teams move. Yeah. Come here. Hello. You ready to start immediately? Okay. The house believe. The House believes that factories should be closed if they pollute too much. The proposition, sorry. We have two teams, proposition and opposition. The proposition team first speaker, you have 2 minutes starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good evening. I am the first speaker from the proposition team, and we believe that we should close down factories for their pollution. So, as we all know, in Indonesia, the biggest problem in Indonesia is pollution, and it's usually because of factories. And it's because that dangerous chemical gases in the air can also cause cancer and also other serious illnesses. Problems with fertility and pregnancy miscarriages and harm to babies before they're even born. Some chemicals harm children's ability to think and learn. And also, besides humans, these same gases from factories can also harm our environment by throwing out dangerous chemicals that can be exposed to wildlife.
Thank you so much. Opposition team first speaker, you have 2 minutes starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Fazan. I'm going to be the first speaker on the opposition team. The issue of
Sorry. Continue.
The issue of factory pollution has sparked intense debate, with some advocating for the closure of polluting factories. However, this approach oversimplifies the complex relationship between industrial activity, economic growth, and environmental sustainability. In reality, closing factories solely due to pollution can have far-reaching and devastating consequences, from which widespread job losses to economic instability and environmental hazards. It is crucial, therefore, to explore an alternative solution that balance environmental concerns with economic and social needs, and to rec- recognize that factories can be a part of the solution rather than the problem. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Second speaker of the proposition team, you have 2 minutes starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Cece and I'm going to be the second speaker of proposition 2. Many factories depend on fossil fuels like coal and natural gas for energy. The burning of these fuels generates emissions such as carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxides. For instance, a coal-fired power plant emits these pollutants into the air, contributing to smog formation and respiratory issues. This issue can also cause the low amount of this food. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Second speaker of the opposition team, you have 2 minutes starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
What's that? What?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam
My throat is sick.
warahmatullahi
My name is Fadil. I'm going to be second speaker. So while closing factories is good for pollution, but it isn't a solution for reducing pollution. It can lead to significant economic consequences like disruption to supply chains and political economic downturns, which will put a large number of workers unemployed and their families will suffer as a result. More efficient production leading to less waste and lower per unit costs leading to lower prices and greater prosperity. The reason that factories and capitalism have a bad reputation has absolutely nothing to do with them. It's because of an enormous theft. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Third speaker of the proposition team, you have 2 minutes starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
I'm the third speaker of the proposition team and I will deliver conclusion. So in conclusions, dangerous chemical gases in the air also cause cancer and other serious illness. And because of many factories depend on the fossil fuels like coal and natural gas for energy, like burning these fuels generates emissions such as carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxides. I know that when we not closing the factories, we have economies like high economics, but really it's 2025, but we still have the polluted air, and we should something go like we go like renewable energy, technology jobs, and local production. So with the technology job, we have a high economic and not a polluted air. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Last speaker of the opposition team, you have 2 minutes starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Yasmin and I'm gonna be the first
I can't hear your voice.
closing factories solely due to pollution is not a viable solution, as it can lead to significant economic, social, and environmental consequences. Instead of closure, factories can adopt sustainable practice, invest in clean technologies, and implement waste reduction measures to minimize their environmental impact. By doing so, factories can continue to contribute to the local economy and community while reducing pollution. Additionally, close environmental hazards, making it a short-sighted solution.
A more effective approach is to work with factories to implement sustainable solutions, ensuring a cleaner environment and a thriving economy. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. You'll have now 1 minute to prepare for rebuttal.
Kan banyak kan kayak tentang ekonomi kan baik juga ya pekerjaan yang nggak perlu faktor itu.
Done. The speaker of the rebuttal from proposition C, stand up please. You have 1 minute starting now.
So, we can always fix the problem of pollution by finding alternative things, such as using renewable energy, with as in solar energies and wind energies and etc. And recycling by reusing things instead of creating more and more products, which will only reduce waste and create more problems in the future. We can also use service jobs such as healthcare, education, or customer service, providing important services instead of factory work. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The rebuttal speaker of the opposition team, you have 1 minute starting now.
Closing factories solely due to pollution is not a straightforward solution. While it may seem like a quick fix, it can have unintended consequences on the economy, workers, and communities. Before shutting down factories due to pollution, let's consider the consequences. Can we find ways to reduce pollution from factories without sacrificing the livelihoods of workers and their families? Rather than abandoning factories, shouldn't we be investing in innovative solutions that allow them to operate sustainably? Isn't it more effective to implement regulations and technologies that minimize pollution rather than shutting down factories altogether? Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Both teams, please stand up. For today's debate, give applause to your friends, please. Mr. Ismail, what do you think?
I think that
Yeah. By the way, you are going to have only 10 minutes to prepare for the next topic.
depend on the leaders
All the team, yes. Karen's team lost because of the team, not because of individuals.
them switch to the parent will be
Okay, also, it's not his team, but it's, yes, that's what I was trying to say. He's a member. Okay, guys, you did a great job. I didn't hear you at all. Good job. I will review the video again just to hear what you just said. You should speak. I know that you are a shy person. You should try to speak a little bit louder next time, okay? Okay. Thank you much. Thank you so much, guys. You did great. You passed great in the first round. Don't cry. You did a great job. Good, but because I hate you because of these tears. Good job, guys. Thank you so much. Please give applause. Now we have 10 minutes to prepare. You can go to sit down your seat. No, you stay here. Two leaders, please come here. What is your proposition? What proposition, okay, so let's see. You know the topic here. You're doing opposition, you're in proposition, and the topic is what? Stop. You're in proposition, right? Sit down here. Your opposition, sit down here. Ready? Great. Okay? The topic is, you are going to hate me after that. Hate speech should be protected as free speech.
It should be protected as free speech.
Hate speech should be protected as free speech. You should say yes, should be protected, and you should say no, it should not be protected. That's why I said you're gonna hate me. You wanna take this coffee? You have 10 minutes to prepare. For your information, for the parents who are watching, please stay tuned. So your parents can hear you whispering.
Hello.
Ini. Lebih ke politik sih. Ya apa? Kamu dan spend overtime di saya bisa.
Overtime baca dong, overtime.
Iya. Spend overtime di saya.
Terus ini? Atau langsung kita lagi? Ini aku.
Ini.
Ini aku.
Dari sini.
Nah. Kamu baca apa?
Enggak, ini proposition.
Ini conclusion.
Iya, ini proposition.
Terus kamu buat apa?
Aku sini. Ya, aku supir pertama kan?
Iya. Udah ngajak lu di bawah di bawah. Udah.
Ada masih mana dari dulu.
Apaan?
2 minutes.
Belum.
Oh, sorry. Belum. One more minute.
Oh yeah. Hate speech. The House believes that hate speech should be protected as free speech. First speaker of the proposition team, you have 1 minute. Oh, this one is 1 minute, guys. You have 1 minute, starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, and I'm the first speaker of the proposition team. And as we all know, we see free speech as seemingly harmless. But if we allow a small or seemingly harmless action, it might lead to much larger and more undesirable consequences over time. In the context of free speech and hate speech, this also warns that allowing the government of institutions to regulate or ban So, we suggest that once we accept some form of speech censorship, we lose the ability to easily draw the line between harmful speech and just controversial or unpopular speech. Over time, this could lead to a general erosion of free speech rights, which more and more speech is restricted in the name of protecting people from offense to harm. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
First speaker of the opposition team, you have 1 minute, starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, proposition team. I am Hanin, the first speaker from the opposition team. You said that everyone has the right to have this freedom of speech. While freedom of speech is essential, it is not absolute. It is not an absolute right. No right, including free speech, exists without limitation. Just as we restrict speech that incites violence, defamation, and terrorism, hate speech should also be subjected to limitations in order to protect the well-being and rights of others. Harmful speech can also have a big impact on individuals and community. Hate speech perpetuates discrimination, violence, and hatred. It can directly harm individuals or groups by inflicting violence, causing emotional distress. Protecting hate speech would allow these harmful behaviors to persist. That's all from me. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Second speaker of the proposition team, you have 1 minute, starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Chacha and I'm the second speaker of the proposition team. Over time, people may begin to argue that other kinds of People may begin to argue that other kinds of speech should also be regulated. For example, controversial political opinions, criticism of public figures, or religious discourse might be seen as offensive by certain groups. If we've already accepted some level of speech regulation, the argument goes, it becomes easier to justify regulating these types of speech as well. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Second speaker of the opposition team, you have 1 minute, starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Raisa, the second speaker of the opposition team. We strongly believe that hate speech should not be restricted because limiting it cheats freedom of speech and opens the door to censorship. First, who defines hate speech? It is subjective. What offends one person may be valid criticism to another. If governments control speech, they can use it to silence opposition. Second, censorship causes more harm. Banning speech push danger ideas underground, making them harder to counter. The best way to fight hate speech is through debate, education, and counter argument, not suppression.
Third speaker of the
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
team,
wabarakatuh.
you have 1 minute now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm the third speaker of the proposition team, and I will deliver conclusion. In conclusion, if hate speech is banned, it could open the door of banning other two types of speech that are unpopular, controversial, or offensive. This could lead to limiting expression on the broader scale. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamualaikum.
Last speaker of the proposition team, you have 4 minutes starting now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Free, and I will be the third speaker of the opposition team. Hate speech and violence. Case study: Rwandan genocide 1994. During the Rwandan genocide, hate speech, particularly from media sources like Radio Mill Collins, played a significant role in inciting violence against the Tutsi population. The propaganda spread through violence against the Tutsi population. The radio led to the death of an estimated 800,000 people. This highlights how unchecked hate speech can incite mass violence. In 2019, the Christchurch mosque shootings in New Zealand were fueled by hate speech and anti-Muslim rhetoric. The shooter. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
There will be no rebuttals. Therefore, both teams, please stand up. Thanks so much for the people who are watching us at home, for joining us. I'm going to keep the student who's going to final to the next round as a secret. You can ask your kids later. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.